Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful, wonderful day in the neighborhood, in the whole wide world. And I am so thankful to God because He has blessed me, blessed you, blessed all of us to live to see another day. And for that, I am so thankful. This is Point of View. This is Point of View. I am Miss Shirley Polk, aka Shirley Polk Davis. This is Point of View. Cleaster, Eula, and Maritha are not with me today, as you can see, but they will be back. I know one day they'll get a chance to come online, but they are doing what they do. They are doing their jobs. And so, hey, you have to do what you do. Yeah, you have to do what you do. What does that Ray Charles say? Make it do what it do, baby. You have to do what you do. I miss them. We're going on. They're supporting me, and I'm so thankful for that. Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. I am so thankful because God is who He is, and because of who He is, I praise His holy and His righteous name. If it were not for Him, where would we be? None of us would be here today, but because of who He is, we are here today. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, I have these great topics today. And I did feelandthrive.com, and today, and I left out, I had not finished Very Well Mind, which talks about how to get over someone. And then also I've added on here 10 tips for men during a breakup, after a breakup. And so I'm going on with that. I'm going to do number two, the part two of what do we do, what can we do after the breakup. So I'm going to go back there, and that's Very Well Mind. And I want to finish that because it is so good. Thank you so much for being with me today. I truly, truly appreciate you. You are so encouraging to me because you're here with me. So, Very Well Mind, we were talking about our breakups, and this part is telling us, I'm going to go back up there to this main part up here, telling us how to deal with breakups, how to get through a breakup, how to get through a breakup. And so I had gone through Take Your Time. I had gone through Allow Yourself to Feel, FEEL, and Ask for Help. I went through that. So remove your ex from your social media. Remember that. I mean, these breakups are not fun at all. And people need help. Avoid drunk communication. We talked about that. Don't get to drinking alcohol or get on some kind of substance, and that that gives you what is that, false courage and all that, and it makes your mind do things that it wouldn't do if you were not on those. Don't do those things, okay? Because more than likely it will be embarrassing to you afterwards, okay? View the relationship honestly. That's where we are today. We're talking about a breakup. What can we do after the breakup? How can we fix it? What can we do after the breakup? There is so much after the breakup. What can we do? So I'm doing my monitoring here. So, view the relationship honestly. View the relationship honestly. Take an objective look at what the relationship was really like. Sometimes it might not have been as good as we thought it was, but that's why we need to look back at it and see some things. And sometimes when we're in the relationship, we can't see some of the signs of trouble. So take an objective look at what the relationship was really like. To do this, you will have to stop idealizing your ex and stop dwelling on the good memories and experiences. While it is natural to look at the past through rose colored glasses. It is not reality for real. And when we look, we can see some signs that we did not see while we were in the relationship. And then many, they don't have to be bad signs. We can see some good things because who knows who is the cause of the relationship going awry anyway. It doesn't have to be the partner. It could be personal. The person, you, okay? Could be you. So take an objective look at what the relationship was really like. Then we can choose to take an honest look at your relationship. You can start by making a list of all the things your ex did that annoyed you. What you may discover is that your ex wasn't as awesome as you thought. Now this goes both ways, okay? So whoever the one is that needs to do this, do it. So both parties need to do this, okay? So we need to look at the relationship honestly. Honestly. So perhaps you were involved in an emotionally abusive or financially abusive relationship. Maybe your ex was controlling or struggled with jealousy. Whatever issues existed, be sure you remind yourself of those instead of focusing only on the good things. Be honest, be realistic, take a look. And there's one passage that comes on and says, take a look in the book. Okay? He's talking about the Bible. I'm talking about your journal where you write down the pros and cons of the relationship. Take a good look at it and look at it honestly. Thank you so much for being with me. I really, really appreciate you for being here. You are awesome, awesome, awesome. Next, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Just because your partner has ended a relationship does not mean that you are unworthy or unlovable. You have to get this through your head. And I know many of us who have gone through this, some of us might not have felt that we were unworthy, might not have felt that were unlovable. We wonder why. Why? I wanted this. I thought everything was going well. Why? Okay, so just because your partner has ended a relationship, that doesn't mean that you're unworthy or that you are unlovable. No, no, no. So as a result, you need to focus not on what might have gone wrong, but instead focus on what you can do to feel better in the moment, to feel better like right now, okay? So this might mean taking time every day to pamper yourself in some way, in some way, in some way. And even if you are the one that was not so good in the relationship, this gives you time. Look at it honestly. Look at it honestly and face up to the truth, okay? So that you can be a better person in the next relationship you have. All right? So this doesn't just go one way. So many times we blame the other person all the time, but many times it could be us, and many times it is us. All right? So that means taking an honest look at the relationship. Okay? Write down the good and the bad and all of that. And don't hesitate to write your faults down. Everybody has faults somewhere. Okay? Get a massage, read a good book, enjoy a cup of hot chocolate, take a long bath, whatever makes you feel comfortable and cared for. Okay? Now is the time to do that if you can. If you can. So, however, this is not time to drink excessively. Listen, this is not time to drink excessively. And if you will note, if you will remember, if you will recall, in every one of these articles that I have presented to you, they are telling us not to start drinking excessively. They're telling us that. And so there must be a very important point to this. pretty sure 99.9% of us have seen someone intoxicated or on some kind of substance that makes them high or whatever, and it hasn't been so good. Okay, hasn't been so good. All right. So in the end, those things will not make you feel better. That excessive drinking will make you feel better. And excuse me for the cough, okay? They are temporary fixes, and in the morning, your pain and discomfort will still be there. It will not leave. You can't drink it away. You can't smoke it away. You can't snort it away. You can't inject it away. No, you cannot do that. It's not going to last. You have to work through it. Be brave, gird up, and work through it, okay? Rediscover who you are. This is very important. Rediscover who you are. If your identity was tightly wrapped up in your relationship with your ex, now is a perfect time to rediscover who you are. This is a perfect time because we get so lost and wrapped up in other people, trying to make this person happy, trying to please this person, trying to make the relationship work at all costs and all of that. We get ourselves tangled up in so much. So now this is time for you to rediscover who you really are. Find out who you are outside the context of the relationship. Rushing to fill the void you're experiencing without knowing who you are and what you want is a huge mistake. Okay? It's also a recipe for disaster and ultimately more heartache. Oh my goodness. So rediscover who you really are. Okay? Take a look at yourself, all right? Deep inside. Take some time and do that. Many times relationships fail because couples are not compatible or have different goals or needs. And isn't it amazing how sometimes it takes years to discover the fact that you are just not for each other? And that's a sad thing. That's a very sad thing. Make sure you take the time to discover who you are and what you want. Thank you so much for being with me today. We're finishing up this Very Well Mind today. So, journal your thoughts and feelings. Journal your thoughts and feelings. Write them down, type them out, however you do it, dictate them. Okay? Sometimes it's helpful to pour out your heart with pen and paper. In fact, it can downright it can be downright cathartic to journal your thoughts. So grab a journal and start writing. You may even want to write a letter to your ex expressing all your thoughts and feelings. Just don't send it, okay? Write a letter to him or her. This is how I feel. This is this. This is that. This is that. But please don't send it, okay? Burn it up, tear it up, shred it, whatever. All right? Don't send it. But it can help you to write about it and write and give them what we call a piece of your mind. Oh, just let them have it and then destroy that letter. So the simple process of writing out how you feel as if you are talking to them. This is a simple process. If you are talking to them, it's very healing on its own. So it's just a simple thing, just like you're talking to them. It helps you heal. It's a simple thing. Besides, what you write in your letter most likely is not something you will want to share um, a week or two from now. Okay, write it now. You take a look at it. You might not want to share it in a week or two. You might feel like sharing it now. I'm going to tell him, I'm going to tell her, but don't give it to them. That's your out, okay? That's your way of venting. And that will help you. So right now, your feelings are raw. Get them out, but keep them to yourself. And this is very important. I know we have people we're close to, and people are confident, but it's not good to even let them see it because some people will trick you. They will take it, and next thing you know, that ex has it or somebody else is looking at it. So you have to be really, really careful. Like some say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. There's also a scripture in the Bible that says, even the one you lay in the bed with, you don't completely trust them, but you trust God wholly. Okay. Let go of anger and blame. See, while you're writing this down and you're venting and everything, you could be writing like on that paper. You could just be letting it all out, okay? Let it out. Let go of anger and blame. Holding on to anger, resentment, and blame is not healthy. It's definitely not healthy. It will eat you up inside. So instead, focus on letting go of your anger and blame. Let them go. Focus on letting go of your anger and your blame. This is how you get over someone. You get over someone. Remind yourself that forgiveness is not about forgetting. Hmm. Remind yourself that forgiveness is not about forgetting. Hi, Wilma. I'm so glad you're with me. Hello, hello. Hi, Jordan. Oh, my nephew, my favorite nephew. Hello. Talking about getting over these relationships, and when you get over a breakup, you have to really, really deal with these things. We cannot let these things slide. We've seen people who have let them slide and they have taken over them. They have physically, emotionally, mentally worn them out. Worn them out. So focus on letting go of your anger and blame. Remind yourself that forgiveness is not about forgetting. I know I'm repeating that. So you can forgive, and you know how people say, I'll forgive, but I won't forget. Sometimes it's best that you don't forget. All right? So it is about freeing yourself from being tied to your ex. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. Been there, and what's that cliche, been there, done that. Oh yes, it hurts. Like that man on that commercial said, it hurts real bad. Oh yes, it does. But we can get through it. But you can't get through it if you don't ever start. Okay? You have to start. So why I do this is to help someone along the way because there are people hurting in this world. They don't know what to do. They don't know which way to go. Don't know what to say. They don't know whether to say something or not say something, to move or sit still. They don't know what to do. Some people have gone to bed and they are just in the bed. It's a really, really sad, terrible situation, especially if you put everything you have into a relationship. You've done everything that you thought of that would be pleasing to your partner, and they still reject you. That does not feel good, but you can get through it. Many of us know that you can get through it. So when you hold on to anger and when you hold on to resentment, or if you blame your ex for the breakup, these feelings keep you tethered to them. They do. If you keep blaming them, thinking about them all the time, you're tethered to them. And you cannot heal as long as you're still connected, even if the emotions connecting you are negative. Right. So as a result, focus on letting go of your anger and stopping the blame game. Even though they might be at fault now, stop the blame game. You have to let it go. You can't get over it in a day. You can't get over it in a month. Sometimes it takes months and sometimes years to get over this hurt. but you can move on with your life. You don't have to wait years. You don't have to wait months. You don't have to wait weeks to move on in your life. Now, it is a process. It is a process, but you need to be moving cautiously along in your life to work through all of this hurt. So instead, train your eyes on the future and focus on how you want things to be different in your life the next time around. Next, turn it into a positive. Turn it into a positive. We have to work with this, that hurt. We have to turn it into a positive. That breakup, we have to turn it into a positive. So, contrary to popular belief, a breakup does not have to be a bad thing. It actually can be a good thing, especially if you're no longer in a toxic relationship. And that's for real. Like I said, what they said, look at the relationship honestly, look in there and see the things, see the positives and the negatives. And you might say, oh my God, thank you so much for getting me out of this. Oh, yes. And you have seen, I know people have had situations where they were rejected, they had a breakup, and then that partner went on later on and did something horrific to someone else or even themselves. So, hey, look at it. And sometimes you might be glad that you're no longer in that relationship. So instead of focusing on the negatives surrounding the breakup, look for ways to turn it into a positive. For instance, does being single allow you more time to pursue your passions and or volunteer for a worthy cause? Think about it. Can you take that trip you have always dreamed of taking? Look for ways to be thankful the relationship has ended rather than dwelling on the pain. Because, hey, if they don't want to come back to you, you cannot do anything about it. So you have to move on. Sometimes people just don't want you anymore or don't want us anymore. So we have to move on. Look for ways to be thankful the relationship has ended rather than dwelling on the pain. So when you do, then you will begin to see the right and the light at the end of the tunnel. The right light, okay? At the end of the tunnel. And being single won't seem like such a horrible thing. You can make your own decisions. You don't have to worry about somebody else. Will know where maybe you ought to do this another time. Well, I just don't want you out there. I don't want you to do this and I don't want you to do that. Honey, honey, honey. You're free now. Okay? Take advantage of it, but take advantage of it in a very wise way. So remember, there are others out there. Oh, yes. What is that? They say there's more than one fish in the sea. All right. So, as hard as it might be to see this right now, if you're in a broken up state right now, if it's an early, it might be hard to see that there's somebody else, but you will have another relationship if you want one, so you can meet new people and date again. Do not allow yourself to fall into the trap of believing this person was your soulmate and now you will be alone forever. Because if he or she was your soulmate, they'd still be there, I do believe. Okay? So there's no such thing as one person for you. There's no such thing as one person for you. And it depends, and you can look at that in different situations. Not talking about in your marriage now, in your relationship now. But yeah, I believe that there is such a thing as there's no such thing as one person because I'm sure you've been attracted to other people, but you know that there are definite boundaries, and so you don't give it a second thought. We don't do it like that, okay? Dating and relationships are about making choices, and there are plenty of people to choose from. If you remind yourself of that on a regular basis, you will be less devastated over time. Now, very well mind. This is verywellmind.com, and they have a word for us. Here we go. Eventually, you will be back out there dating again if you want to be. And even if you choose not to, that's fine too. See, this is what we have to realize. Okay, now you're not attached to anyone anymore. Now you can make up your mind as to whether you want to be or you don't want to be. Okay, you are never, uh, you are never. Okay, that's a typo. You will never be defined by your relationships. You have the same value, listen to this, and worth in life, regardless of whether you are in a relationship or doing it alone. Don't ever, never, never. We had a professor in Grace in college who said, never, ever, don't never, ever let someone convince you that you are alone because you are not alone. You are not alone. All right, and this is by Sherry Gordon. This is by Sherry Gordon. So that was very well mine. I finished that. So I want to go into this other uh, part here, and do I want to go? I think I want to do this by the Psychology Today. This is Psychology Today, and you know this is one of my favorite sites. All this research, all the people they talk to, all of the case studies, and all of this. So this is talking to men, and a woman wrote this, okay? Because women counsel men and men counsel women. So coping with the breakup, 10 tips for men, and so men they feel and they have taught that you're macho, you don't get weak and all of that. Many of them are. But men have feelings too, don't y'all? Y'all have feelings too. And sometimes we put too much heavy stuff and expect so much heaviness from a man when they have feelings too. So coping with a breakup. And here are 10 tips for men. And I thought this was really, really good. Really good. See, I can help people because I have a counseling service, Peace of Mind Counseling, and the telephone number is scrolling across the screen. And hey, 24/7. One thing is that we as a people, many times we don't trust people, but trust someone because a certified counselor is bound by law to be a confidant, not to tell your business unless it's a life-threatening situation, okay? And then the person that's supposed to be told is the authoritative figure that can help in the situation. But I ain't gonna go by telling nobody's business, okay? So here are 10 practical tips for dealing with the breakup. 10 practical uh, tips for dealing with the breakup, and this is for the men and women. We can get something from this too. And this was posted on June the 12th in 2014, and it was reviewed by Devon Fry. And so we know that these articles that I read, that they are reviewed by doctors, psychologists, and people. They are reviewed, and so that's why I use them. I always make sure that I'm putting good information out here. I don't want to lead anyone astray. Thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate you. So these 10 tips are aimed at helping men who have recently separated from a long-term partner. Men often feel shocked by a breakup and feel very intense emotions in the first few weeks of being newly single. Yes, men hurt too. So try these tips to help you start to process what has happened and feel calmer. All right, number one, nest. Nest. If you've moved out of the home you shared with your partner, it's important you create a nest. And you know I'm not good at doing this quote, end quote thing for yourself. Okay, it is important that you create a nest for yourself in your new home. This includes, okay, let's see what the nest includes. Stock your cupboards with fruit, vegetables, and supplies for cooking. Stock up, okay? Next, put some art on the walls. Next, buy some indoor plants. Next, move all of your stuff from your prior home. You know what? When I first, Elder Davis and I were first married, Elder Davis married to each other. Elder Davis had some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plants in here. Ivies. Oh man, they just grew, 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 grew. I don't have a one in here. You know what? I'm going to get me some and I'm going to grow them again in here. They were awesomely beautiful. So, hey, see there? That's what I'm going to do. Now, see, it helped me out, and I'm not a man. Men in particular frequently avoid doing these things for various reasons. They may think it will make them feel worse, for instance, or they lack motivation and energy after the breakup. So, getting started on making a nest for yourself is likely to help you feel better. It's important your new home feels emotionally warm and comfortable. This is very important. Make it fitted to you, fit it to your taste. You can do it. You can do it. Number two, go easy on the alcohol. See, there we go again, talking about the alcohol. Go easy on the alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. And although it can make it easier to get to sleep, it makes it more likely you'll wake up during the night and have disrupted sleep. Having a hangover similarly will make you more irritable and emotional and may make it less likely you will do the types of healthy behaviors that will lead to feeling better overall. So it's not uncommon for men to struggle with suicidal feelings after a painful breakup. See, this is serious business. We don't take this lightly. We cannot take this lightly. That's why I ask, if you would share this with the people on your page because someone out there needs this. And everybody is not don't they don't have the time or they don't think to take the time to go and do this research. That's why I do it because I want to help someone while I'm helping myself. So they struggle with suicidal feelings after painful breakup. Since alcohol is disinhibiting, meaning it can lead to doing things you wouldn't do if you were thinking clearly. It's especially important you don't drink excessively if you're feeling suicidal, and that's a fact. Number three, get a relaxing massage, and oh my goodness, nothing like a relaxing massage. Get a relaxing massage. Physical touch is irreplaceable, and that's for real. Number four, invite friends over to your new house for dinner and cook for them. Oh my goodness, some men can cook, 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 cook. I have a son who can cook. Oh my goodness. Social contact is important for helping with loneliness. Elder Davis could cook too. Oh my goodness. It reminds me. I get tickled when I think about Bridie when after we got married and then oh my goodness, I started gaining weight. Bridie said, Aunt Shirley, marriage agrees with you too well. Okay? Because Elder Davis would cook and he would cook those sakatumi cakes. He cooked all kinds of food. Oh my goodness. Whew, let me go on. Social contact is important for helping with loneliness. Cooking for friends can help you feel competent and confident. So I hope it's going to go and dig off into that where you can, keep those friends out of your beeswax because some of them come armed and dangerous trying to dig all off of your business, trying to find out how you feel, and they don't have, well, many people don't have your well-being at heart. They just want to know the 411, okay? Plan activities so that you're not spending multiple nights in a row home alone. Thank you for being here. Velma says sometimes people come into your life for a season. That is so true. So true, Velma. Thank you for being with me. They come in just for a season and just for a reason. Yes, they do. I was, yeah. Number five, don't mind read and assume you know what others are thinking. We can do that really sometimes. Men often think that other people will judge them negatively for having had a relationship fail or a pattern of relationships that have failed. This is often not true or is exaggerated. So if you feel embarrassed about your relationship having ended, you might be mind reading and accurately guessing what others are thinking. That's what mind reading is, okay? On this negative side. Number six, talk to your friends. Talk to your friends. Your friends, okay? You don't necessarily need to do a lot of talking to your friends. Just a little can make a big difference. Bottling up your thoughts tends to increase shame, and it increases embarrassment, and it increases loneliness. Try saying just a sentence or two to your mates about your thoughts and feelings. It's not time to spill the beans, all of the beans. Just let them just run on over the plate, out the pot, and all of that. No, no, no. More in depth conversations might also help. Consider asking friends who have had a long term relationship end with what they found helpful for coping. Now, ask them how their thoughts and their feelings about the breakup have changed over time. That's good to discuss that. So, if you instigated your relationship breakup, talk to other people who were in that role. If you were broken up with, talk to other people who are in that role. Almost everyone has been through a relationship breakup at some time. Almost everyone. Number seven, prioritize adequate sleep. Prioritize adequate sleep. This is 10 tips to help men through a breakup, after the breakup. Sleep deprivation makes people much more emotional than they usually are. So if you're having problems with getting to sleep or are waking up at the wrong times, get creative in figuring out how you can get more sleep. Strategies include if you wake up early in the morning and can't get back to sleep, try getting up and going for a walk for half an hour, maybe while listening to music, and then go back to bed until your wake up time. And you can go for a walk around your house because sometimes you don't want to get up and go out there in the middle of the night. Oh, no, no, no. The next one is consider a 90-minute daytime nap if that's possible for you, for example, on weekend days. All right? Wow, this is good. Number eight, process guilt and shame. Process, process guilt and shame. Guilt and shame are common emotions after a breakup. The difference between guilt and shame is that guilt is about having done or not done a specific thing. Shame, on the other hand, is more global negative feeling. It's a more global negative feeling about what kind of person you are. So that's the difference in guilt and shame. Guilt is sometimes warranted, shame generally isn't. Number nine, work toward feeling hopeful about your future. Are you currently thinking that there is no hope for you to be happy in the future, or no hope for you to have a successful relationship? Just because you fear you're going to end up alone and lonely doesn't mean this is going to happen. It doesn't. And have you ever known someone who they sabotage relationships because they feel that it's not going to last? So they'll just wreck it so that if it happens, they won't have to go through it. Have you ever known people like that? Yes, I have. By golly gee, yes, I have. Now, people's current emotions affect how positive or negative they expect their future to be. Your thoughts are more likely being driven by your current mood and how you're feeling right now rather than reality. And sometimes we get stung by that, how we're feeling right now instead of reality. Okay? Get stuck in those feelings and we start doing some stuff. That said, if you don't want to repeat past patterns in future relationships, do some preparation for your next relationship. Read science based relationships ship books like this one. Okay, so if you need to get some individual help to understand and overcome your past relationship patterns, okay, if you need to get some individual help to understand and overcome your past relationship patterns. You're likely to benefit from just a few sessions with a relationships psychologist to understand your blind spots that you can't see for yourself. So if you think you might be depressed, you should definitely see a qualified professional. There's no harm in seeing someone who's qualified to help. And then, if that person is not helping you, there's no harm in you finding someone else. You don't have to just stay there and spin your wheels with a person that cannot and is not helping you. Okay? Don't ever be too weak to find somebody else to help you. Sometimes we get caught up in this, well, I don't really think that I don't like them. Hey, if they can't help you, get, as Cleosta would say, get some yonder and find you someone else that can help you. This is your life. It's very important. Number 10, behave in ways that are consistent with your values. Man, this is good, isn't it? Behave in ways that are consistent with your values. Now, this is 10 tips on helping men after a relationship has ended. But hey, these tips are good for all of us, huh? So this is Psychology Today, one of my favorite sites. For example, if one of your most important values is being a good father to your children, think about how you can enact this independent of your current emotions. For example, anger at your ex partner or anxiety about how to have a good relationship with your child. So you're going to have to separate all of that. Separate that. Okay? Here's a note here from Psychology Today. These tips also apply to women. Didn't I already say that? But in my clinical practice, and this is a lady, and I told you, women counsel men and men counsel women. They're trained to do it. They have years and years and years of training and studying and experiences because they have to do clinicals and all of that for hours and hours. We know that. Okay, so most of the clients who come to see me for help coping with a breakup are men. And so she has this book. For more, check out the book, The Anxiety Toolkit. The Anxiety Toolkit. And this is Alice Boyes, Boyes, PhD. All right, she translates principles from cognitive behavioral therapy and social psychology into tips people can use in their everyday lives. Isn't that great? Now I'm going to go to my next one. Let me go to my next one. I did very well. I'm going to have one more and I will be finished today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. You are awesome. You are awesome. And I really appreciate you. So let me get back up here. And I know I have that other one, which is, there was one more I had. Let me find it because it was telling us maybe, is this it? Let me see. No, maybe I'm finished. Whoa, Nelly. Maybe I am finished. I don't think so because I had three articles here. Okay, I think this might be it. Okay, this is Psychology Today. Oh, yes, this is by John, Jon Patrick Hatcher, MA, State of Anxiety. Four Ways to Heal. I know I had another one. Four ways to heal after a rough breakup. And then my time is moving on. I know my time is moving on. Don't know what time it is. I had to get close to this computer screen. Oh, 1:48. So I'm moving just along. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Becky. I'm so glad you're with me. All of you, Jordan, Rebecca, Velma, and all like don't see. Thank you so much for being with me. Talking about these breakups because these breakups, oh my goodness, they are not to take lightly. We know that for a fact. 14 ways to heal after a rough breakup. And we've heard of people that have had some terrible, terrible breakups. Four, resist the urge. Uh-oh. How did number four get up there? Anyway, let me get on. Here are the key points in this article right here. The pain people feel after a breakup serves an evolutionary purpose to help them avoid similar distresses in the future. Next point, unfortunately, the internet and social media can exacerbate a broken heart with the frequent reminders of an ex. Yes, yes, yes. That's why the article yesterday, said, well, more than one said, go light on the internet, delete the what is it, social media for your exes and all that. Some things you have to do, okay? Techniques that limit contact and give the heart space to heal can help. That's the third point. Why do breakups have to hurt so badly? Oh, yes, this is what I wanted to get to. If we all ran amok and naked, cuddled with those we liked with no consequences, like an episode of Bachelor in Paradise, never watched it, won't be watching it. But hey, they said that I didn't. The world will spin off its axis. So there must be some societal checks and balances. Oh, yes. Yes, that's why I chose this. Evolutionary biologists conclude that post breakup pain and reflection are required for us to learn from loss. It's required. So, in other words, the agony following a breakup is an evolutionary adaptation that ensures the maintenance of close social ties. Because, we are social beings, we are social. We're not meant to be out by ourselves. So understanding the pain of rejection hurts, so that we are hesitant to enter social situations in which rejection is likely. Think of it as a safety mechanism to protect us from our own wanton desires. Develop some empathy. Talked about empathy, I think, yesterday, and realistic expectations for your breakup recovery. Unchecked emotions can lead to despondency and a sense of hopelessness. So, feelings of self blame and even thoughts of self harm or suicide are not uncommon. These are facts. These are facts. There's some people, I know one time I was so hurt that I felt if I closed my eyes, I felt that if I would have closed my eyes then, I could have slept away. But you know what? I didn't close my eyes. Thank God I didn't because I felt that I could have just slept away. And it might have been possible. I might have. But thank you, God. I didn't close my eyes that time. All right? So people think of self harm or they think of suicide. And then not only self harm, they think of harming the other person or someone else. Why do you think these people go out doing all these other horrible things? Horrible things, okay? So it's vital to consider professional help. Every person and split is different, and that's for real. For real, it's the real deal. Every split and every person is different. We may have handled a prior breakup just fine, while the next one has us clutching our chest and making deals with God. Oh my goodness. Breakup and divorce recovery were less grueling when the world was offline. Before social media, breaking up was a discrete event. A split used to occur when phones were dumb and tethered to a wall. Imagine a time when you answered every call, hoping it was your ex calling, but it was Aunt Edna asking if you wanted ambrosia salad for the Sunday brunch. No one now more than ever we have commoditized, yes, commoditized ourselves and have made dating transactional. My goodness. Today, a breakup can go down via text, sans any emotion or actual interaction. Even worse, they can take the form of a social media post, thereby becoming a spectator affair rife with the trimmings of public comments, crying emojis, and indiscriminate shares, all forever memorialized in the crowd. My goodness. For some modern day breakup sufferers, the outing of their emotions so publicly online is a frantic form of catharsis. They post colorful block quotes of how freshly independent they are while deluging us with selfies, donning new or posing with any attractive being of the opposite sex, or worse, a flexing gym selfie. So much stuff. We've seen it all, haven't we? We have seen it all. How to heal your heart. This is serious business. What can you do when someone takes your relationship back to the previous level? The following are techniques to greatly accelerate your rise from Cupid's neglect. Number one, social media is neither social nor media. Okay? Hey, this is the first time I heard this one. This is psychology today. Social media is neither social nor media. If you post over the top, or sexy pictures as evidence of your thrilling new life, you are only showing how much you still care. Breaking up with someone includes breaking up with his or her social media. So they tell you, get them off of your social media. Delete them. So if you skip this fundamental step, you might as well slip on camouflage, squat in the bushes, and ogle them through their windows. Number two, listen to this again. Alcohol gives you a bummer brain. Alcohol is a depressant that impairs judgment. One does not need a root causal analysis to see the results that sad drinking can yield. Alcohol whispers silly things like, you should totally text him or her. Any amount you drink can make you more miserable. It also leads to bad decisions like eating cereal for dinner and impulsivity like buying something from Tiffany's website or your local Lexus dealership. Number three, do nothing. Here, do nothing. Any moment that you want to reach out or take an action that has anything to do with your ex, especially if it's trying to get them back, do nothing. If they told you they don't want you, they don't want you. And then, another thing that irritates me is when they've done all this, don't call me, I don't want to see you anymore, don't bother me, it's over and done. And then weeks and months later, here they come back. I miss you. Don't fall for it. Just don't fall for it, okay? Don't do it. Doing nothing ensures that you have nothing to regret. You can't go wrong if you avoid any action that gets you re-engaged with your ex. It's the smallest tactic with the biggest return. Your panic and desperation to get them back in your life is a crushing desire that lessens each time you don't try. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Number four, no ex sex. That was up there at the top. That's why I said, how did that get there? No ex sex. Have you been guilty of that? Okay? No ex sex. There are endless reasons why sexual reunions with your ex are inadvisable. Go on a love fast for 30 days to begin dissolving the neurological processes your brain has formed. Go on a love fast, okay? I'm not going to say that. I'm going to talk about myself, okay? All right. Oh, let me get back on here. Okay. Going to love fast for 30 days to begin dissolving the neurological processes your brain has formed. In a study published by Archives of Sexual Behavior, researchers found that people who use sex to cope with breakup anger and distress or to get back at their ex may be slower to recover from the breakup. Let me look at the time. Oh my goodness, it's 2 o'clock. Okay, I'll have to continue this. I'll start with number five in Psychology Today. All right, how to deal with the breakup, how to recover from a breakup. I love you so much. I thank you so much for being with me today. Thank you all. I thank you. I love you so much. God willing, I'll see you. Oh, let me see. Was a Saturday evening at 7:39 p.m. Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Enjoy the remainder of your day. You are super. You are wonderful.
Oh God, I'm calling on you. Oh God, I'm enlisting the saints to pray. Can you hear me? Can you feel it? Can you hear it? Can you feel